story from my childhood. It was when I was just 5 years old, and we used to live in a humble Assam type house. And I used to lie down near an open window and watch the kites fly high into the sky. And once in a while, I would draw pictures of those kites, the sky, the rain, the thunder, and I would draw it everywhere. On the walls of my bedroom, to bed covers, to pillow covers, on a stray piece of paper, and even on the back of those beautiful rhyme books. And it was fun. Even during my classes, I used to wander into my land of imagination and creation, doodling recklessly, slovenly, but merrily. Do you think I was doing all this for any external appreciation? No! It was for the glorious inner excitement. I loved it. Then slowly, I was noticed. First by my teachers, and then by my parents. And they started teaching and coaching me. Hey, don't spoil the walls. Do you know there is something called drawing book? You can at least put some margins. And this is good. If you draw like this, you will get the first prize. And slowly I became self-conscious. Every time, after going through a sketch, I would run to my mom and ask, Mom, do you think my teacher will like this? And she would say, it's pretty good, she should, but the lines could have been a little straighter. Then came the rejections. And the rejections started hurting. The free thinker in me started questioning, reasoning, comparing, and longing for that outward appreciation. I was drawing, but drawing for others. In this process, I stopped looking into the sky, the kites, the clouds, the rain, the thunder, in the way I used to look for hours and hours together. I lost my originality. I lost my ingenuity. I lost my true self. With crippling self-doubt and fear of failure, somewhere I stopped drawing altogether. Then at the age of 7, I started playing tabla. Initially it was drudgery. But with time, I started enjoying and playing for myself and playing everywhere, wherever I could put my fingers on, from my study table to dining table, over kitchen utensils to my father's ball top. I was playing everywhere. Wow, it's fun, and I was loving it. Then slowly, the rumblings began. One day, my uncle said, "Bacha tobole tobol bajao, tebile noy." Boy, percuss your beats in tabla and not in table. And then my tabla teacher said, "Hey, first become an ustad, learn the rules, and then create your own." I obliged. I passed Bisharat just at the age of 10 with flying colors, playing by the rules and playing for others. Ruffled between do this and don't do that, yes and no's, somewhere I lost the fun, the finesse, the flair. A year later, I stopped playing tabla, never to touch it again. Ladies and gentlemen, whenever I visit a house these days and I see preschool children inside it, the first thing I look into the walls. If the walls are clean and smooth, I know for one thing for sure. Great moderators of creative impulse resides inside those mighty mansions. On a similar note, whenever I visit a kindergarten school and I don't see a few broken boards and spillage of colors here and there, I know one thing. That few purist, pedantic pedagogues must be sitting inside. Ladies and gentlemen, we all are born talented. We all are born original. We all have a true self. But the joyful, imaginative, impassioned energy dies out of us so early, so young, and what a tragedy it is. But why? For those well-wishing didactic teachers of us who never spare a moment of thought before writing on the margins of our pages with a red pencil, rewrite 10 times. Our disciplinarian parents who fervently and endlessly wants to teach us what ought to be done and what not to be done. And not to talk about those long-nosed, finicky, know-it-all uncles and aunts who is ever ready to sniff out the slightest of errors. A misspelled word. A wrong pronunciation. A colloquial language. As if Shakespeare could spell. Ladies and gentlemen, energy of creative impulse comes from inward love and freedom, and not from any external validation or sermonic regulations. As the great poet William Black once said, improvement makes straight road, but the crooked roads without improvement are the roads of the genius. What is your take for your 2-year-old child, Mr. Toastmaster?